Hello, everyone. Welcome to another week of Court of Swords to see if Gassy dies or not.
No, it's not if. It's more
If?
when. How.
Yeah. I mean, we had a pretty good record, and then when we all died, it just went to shit. Just went to complete shit. It's been rough ever since. Where the fuck? Oh, there we go. So yeah, let's talk about what we've been up to. I want to ask everyone: have you guys watched Westworld yet?
Not yet.
Yeah, no. I feel like that's gonna be like homework.
What are you guys doing? We should just cancel the show so you guys can go watch Westworld.
Let's just have a Westworld watching session.
I don't want to get so into it that I'm like bummed there's not new episodes though.
Oh, I'm already there. I was there after the fucking intro for the show ran, because the intro is like Game of Thrones good. Like it's
God, isn't that the worst? You start watching something and before you even get a chance to enjoy it, you're like, oh, there's no more. I'm mad about this. Like page 2 of the book, you're like, oh, this is gonna end. Oh shit.
Yeah. The intro's really good. They do a lot of stuff where a fucking like old school classical piano, but it's like an autoplay piano, whatever the fuck those are called. And they play like 9 Inch Nails and that type of music, but it's all on the piano and classical. But you pick up on it right away. It's fucking sick. That show's great. You should watch that show. I think it's on HBO now, which is, I think the first month's free if you don't want to pay for it. So that's what I've just been reading about that. It's got Mr. Robot levels of reading afterwards, Adam. You got to dive into the fucking mythos of the show immediately after. It's good stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Color me intrigued.
You should watch it. Adam, what have you been up to?
I played Thumper. That's the thing I was doing. That game is awesome.
Is that the game where you're the bunny trying to avoid predators in the Bambi world?
No, you're like a silver like space beetle, and it's a rhythm game.
Okay.
Never mind.
I know what this is.
Gassy, what are you up to?
It's designed by the one of the guys that worked on the Rock Band games. He's the developer, and then the guy who did the music is the bass player from Lightning Bolt. Which, if you're into like early 2000s noise bands, you know what that means. But yeah, Lightning Bolt's really good, and the game is like brutal. I played it for I think 5 hours, and when I stopped, like I had claw action. Like my thumb still hurts from playing it. It was really fucking hard, but it was super fun. I had a good time playing it. I've been waiting for it to come out since forever. Like it's been ages since they started developing it. So
Are you a big rhythm guy? You like rhythm games?
You know, it's not like a rhythm game in the sense that you're like doing all like the button combos and stuff. It's like it felt like an action game where the presses are like synced up. More than like a sort of traditional rhythm game.
No.
Yeah, they unlike a lot of rhythm games, they didn't pick a bunch of music and then make a game to match it. They made the game, set up all the like puzzles and the tracks and stuff, and then wrote music to match it. The visuals are intense. I guess they delayed the release because they're putting it out for PSVR.
Yeah, it's out for PSVR on tomorrow. And
playing it, I'm like, no, I don't want this in VR. Like I would probably not have been able to play it as long as I did. With VR, because it's a little overwhelming, but it was super fun, so I got to play that.
Yeah, that was the game that I caught Giant Bomb's PSVR coverage with, and they seem to have a decent time with it. Apparently it gets really hard towards the later levels. So
yeah, I did the first 4. There's 9 levels, and each level has between like 20 and 30 stages, and I did the first 4 levels in like an hour and a half. And then every subsequent level took like an hour to get through because it ramps the difficulty up after it teaches you all the basic mechanics.
That's why they call you Thumper. Sorry.
He's still on the Bambi. He's still on the Bambi joke.
I was literally just waiting for you to stop talking so I can say that.
No matter what. Yeah.
Nice.
Good job.
Good work.
You're awesome, Gassy.
You're awesome.
Thanks, man.
I'm gonna kill you. All right. So just
hey, too soon.
Fucked up. All right, it's your roll.
Shut your mouth.
DansGaming, what have you been up to, sir?
Played Mafia 3 on Friday. That game is like
Talk to me about that. How is that?
It starts really good.
It starts off so good. Like so fucking good.
And you're like, oh, these missions are cool. And these must be tutorials for open world missions in between the main missions or something. And then you never really get to the next main mission because it just keeps repeating those open world missions.
No.
The whole game is going to be just like Assassin's Creed taking over each district kind of thing.
Nice.
And it had so much potential, and it just sort of all fell apart a few hours in after you realize the whole game is what you're doing right now, these side missions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to ask you a question from your chat. How come you only play shitty horror games now, by the way? Like, you know?
Well, but I'll tell you a little secret. There are about 10 good horror games, and there's a lot more shit.
I know. I saw your tweet. I just love that that's... I like when their streamers like little world boils over into the public, and I'm like, oh, that's what he's dealing with. I know it, and I like it a lot. Like, this game sucks. Dad, I'm unsubbing and leaving forever. I hate you.
You're like, I'm on board. I'm gonna jump on the hate train.
Yeah. Mafia 3 is pretty rough though, but man, that fucking beginning is so good.
Hopefully getting into it.
It's like Hollywood level styles of directing for the story, and like the cutscenes are great.
I was so impressed by how they were telling the story in sort of a documentary fashion. That was so cool and new, and then it just shame. I had to play it at 30 frames per second because I didn't have the.
Yeah, I was playing it at 60. It barely holds 60 though. It's not really optimized, so I get like 45 to 60 on a 1080 SLI, which is kind of like what. But
is it still worth it though? Like, is the free roam like missions or whatever, like in the
I would
world,
say the story is worth playing through, but like the missions are so repetitive that you want to play it like in a few hours here, a few hours there, and like marathoning it just would get repetitive. So.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna dabble in playing it. I doubt I'll actually probably like finish the game on stream, because if the story doesn't hold my attention, we'll probably just play it for what it's worth and then be like, nah, we're done with it.
Yeah, the intro is worth it, but I don't know if it's worth $60. Like Steam sales will occur on that game 100%. And that's when it's probably going to be worth picking up. But,
okay, well, that's good to know. So I'm not.
The second you said it's like an Assassin's Creed, I'm out. Like,
yeah, you
love
just
those games at the beginning, and then like towards the end of the game, you're like, wait a second.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
You just kill a bunch of people over and over, and the fighting is not like the gunplay. And Dan, correct me for your own thoughts, but it just wasn't like amazing gunplay. You just point and click, and that's it. And then you can like punch people, which is fun. Like the actual like fighting people is pretty good because it's brutal as fuck, and he just like shoves a knife straight up in someone's fucking throat nonstop, and that's really cool.
Yeah, I set it to the hardest difficulty setting, and I could continuously just run up to people, punch them, and stab them, and just do that, and it was more quick than shooting.
Yeah.
That was always my favorite part of Sleeping Dogs, was running up behind people and spin kicking them in the back of the head.
Yes, this in
it's so funny.
In Mafia 3, he grabs them and then just throws them down and like curb stomps them with his hand.
Violence is hilarious.
I basically played that game like I was Luke Cage, because he'll just walk up to people and just go boom, and it's like the most casual, just like that. And the guy just goes, "Oh God," and falls over. So I was just running from civilian to civilian, just going boom, boom, just so casually. It was great.
You say your character has like a 19 strength?
Yes, exactly. It'd be 21 with 100 for sure, But yeah, I'm right there with you, Dan. I couldn't play past the first like boss. I got to the theme park. Did you get to the theme park?
Yeah.
Yeah, right after the theme park, so I quit.
That level, but yeah, it was.
Yep.
Didn't hold up for long term.
Yep, I agree. What's next on your non-horror month games? I guess later today. Are you playing anything? You playing Shadow Warrior?
I'm gonna play. I played this morning Dragon Quest Builders. I forgot the game was coming out. It's like Minecraft mixed with Dragon Quest. It was.
So do you build slimes? What does that mean? What does that actually mean?
It's sort of like imagine Minecraft world, but they have Dragon Quest sort of questing in it, but it's with the mechanics of Minecraft. It's such a weird mix. You got to play it yourself. It's hard to explain, but it's very, very slow.
Is that PS4 only?
Yeah. It's very Japanese, where it's like, okay, this is how you do this. This is how you do this. This is how you do this for an hour and a half. Like just tutorial. You know how they do that.
Yeah.
You're selling the shit out of that game, dude.
I know. So they're like, fuck, we're not giving him another code.
It's got 5 hours of tutorials, and it's like Minecraft. You guys should check it out. It's like, oh.
Listen, Jeff, some people like a little foreplay before their gameplay, so 5 hours of
a little bit of foreplay.
You gotta warm me up first.
Yeah, I guess. It's like if you come out of a 500-year slumber, you're like, look, there hasn't been blood down there for a long time.
Exactly.
We're gonna have to work this out.
So yeah, that's what is that called?
Dragon Quest Builders.
Dragon Quest Builders. Okay. Finally, is it free?
It's $60.
God damn it, Dan.
Jesus.
What the fuck? This game I've never heard of.
That was the comment in chat. Everyone's like, okay, this looks cool. How much is it? $60. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, now I want to look at what it is and what they're charging.
Yeah.
Dragon Quest.
I mean,
It
it's
sounds a lot like a game that's like, guys, look, it doesn't have to be a good game. We just need a bunch of people to buy it, and we'll be good.
Yeah. We need Minecraft, but we can't call it that.
I don't see it. Dragon Quest Heroes. I see that.
Dragon Quest Builders, it's a PS4 exclusive.
Oh, well, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. PS4 exclusive. It's Japan. Of course it is.
Yeah, that also makes sense then. It's $60.
Published by Squeenix.
I probably won't check that out, but glad for the reporting, Dan.
You're welcome.
You test all the bad games so that we don't have to play 'em.
He
That's
is
the streamer
really
life.
scraping the bottom of the barrel right now. Holy cow. Dan, I understand you're playing shitty horror games, and why the shitty other games? It's like, listen!
All right, I'm having a bad month, all right? I'm back.
It's okay. Pre-Christmas is almost here, Dan. You'll be okay.
The good
It's gonna
games
be
come out at
fun
the end of the month. You're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
It's good.
Civ 6, bros. Who's playing that with me?
Yeah, that's coming out.
What was it?
What was that?
Civ 6.
Oh yeah, I got
Oh, yeah,
me and
yeah.
me and Dan got access to that. I'll be playing it tomorrow or Thursday or something like that.
Yeah, me too.
Did you get early access to it?
No.
Yeah.
We'll talk after the show, Jeff. I'll get you access to it.
If you guys want to play, though, let's play a multiplayer game.
I don't know if anyone can commit the amount of time for a multiplayer game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Like,
big.
who's got 10 hours on Sunday, guys?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I don't know if I can commit to that, but
I just think it'd be so fucking funny to have a bunch of streamers in a game, though, and like have,
That would be neat though. you know?
JP's like, hey, I'd like to trade for that gold. Someone's like, fuck you, and then they like wage war. The funny little things that can happen. It'd be funny.
it'd be
Are
pretty
you
fun.
free Saturday? I mean, like all of Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, totally. It's like,
How's your schedule next week? Oh, I've got some spots. No, I mean the whole week.
Yeah. We're gonna do 10 hours a day, all day.
Are you free
every
next
day.
week?
Yeah.
All
6.
days.
Monday
Yeah.
to Friday inclusive. Let's go.
That's my only fear of playing that game. I'm sure Dan. You said you were gonna play for 2 hours. I was like, well, you're gonna get through
yeah, that's nothing.
4 years, maybe. Like
That's
maybe.
the tutorial.
Yeah.
Dan's all about the fucking tutorial, man. He's just like, I want to learn about these games. I don't necessarily want to play it, but I want to learn about it.
Yeah. Yep. I'm excited to play that though.
Dan's like, I can't spend too much time on. There's way more shitty games to get out there and play. Like,
I can't spoil my time with all this quality gameplay. I need like crap, you know.
Yeah.
I heard about this Japanese game that's coming out. It's $200. It's Tetris combined with Mario. I can't wait. Yeah.
It's actually 65 because there's no way to get rid of the DLC. It comes bundled with it.
So it's bundled. There you go. Jeff, what have you been up to, sir?
Well, hey, just want to give a shout out to all the Patreons of RollPlay and JP for obviously making this happen, and then a little shout out to the fully clothed lady behind me. That's a stupid inside joke. Someone on my stream commented that she was fully clothed. Anyways, it's just
I thought it was funny. I was like,
it is funny to say. It's kind of weird, yeah. But yeah, just thank you everyone for doing that, and thank you JP. It's awesome. So we set that up. I say we, but honestly, I did nothing. Which is actually, it's funny too, because JP and I like a week ago were like, let's set it up, and I was like, you know what? I think we should wait for Anna. And in retrospect, yeah, like
Yeah, if Anna wasn't there to help,
yeah,
it would have been.
JP would be like, get the 35 millimeter cord, and I'd be like, JP, I don't know what that is.
Jeff with a ruler, like measuring all the cable.
I got, yeah, 35 millimeter. That's like
35 mil. Yep.
Yeah.
No idea. So new setup. It's awesome. It does pick up everything, guys, though. So prepare to hear, Anna's bowel movements. Barrison's breathing on a whole new level. There are crickets in the background. I have the window mostly closed, but without a shadow of a doubt, someone's going to walk by and say something weird. Like that's my apartment complex.
Yeah.
So I will we'll get that under wraps, but just that's what's coming. As for me personally, I'm just excited because The Accountant comes out this weekend. I think that looks like a pretty cool movie.
Oh shit, that comes out. Fuck, I need to watch that.
Yeah, it'll be fun. There's actually like a pretty good number of decent movies coming out in the next few weeks. And then BlizzCon at the end of the month, I'm excited for. Otherwise, gaming, I'm not really playing anything super different. I've been on a super hard StarCraft binge just because I've been really enjoying. I want to give a shout out to the Twitch, by the way. The Twitch Prime thing has been really interesting.
That's been fantastic for everybody. Not just like
yes.
It's been like across the board too.
Yes.
Like I'm at the highest sub I've ever had, you know, like, and
yeah,
it's because Twitch was just like, hey, all you people that want to sub, here you go. Like,
and the understanding is that probably a lot of those are not going to go with Twitch Prime, but it's such a cool win-win because a lot of those will, and then they'll have access to a free sub that they can utilize every month, which is just kind of a cool kind. It's just pretty cool. So I've been enjoying that.
Yeah.
That's about it. I think I talked about it last time, but I have my new Warhammer army coming in pretty soon. My artists finally have. It's the Gene Steel Colts. They have all the models. They're painting them and working on them, and I'm going to be able to play that soon. So in my little corner of the world, that's really cool.
I would love to try Warhammer or anything, but it seems so daunting.
You can't just try it. You can't.
That's what I'm saying. It seems like
there's no casual entry.
Like if I tried it and like I'm a Warhammer guy now, and then like the background,
it's amazing how big it is.
Characters.
Because of exactly what you're talking about, Gassy. Like there's no the barrier to entry for this is like tremendous. Like not just it's like time, it's passion, and it's also
not even like I want to dip my toe into Warhammer. It's like, well, son, do you want to get into Warhammer? Because this is your life.
Everything. Yeah, but it's really rewarding. I've just been doing it since I've been a kid, so it's just like a part of my DNA. But like, it's social. It gets me outside and hang out with friends and doing stuff. It gets you reading a whole bunch. I'm not into the craft part as much, but for a lot of people, that's very cathartic and nice and awesome. And then it's my competitive outlet. Like I used to be a StarCraft guy. I'm not anymore, and I need something competitive. So this is my outlet. It's really cool.
I was just thinking, would there be? Do you think there would ever be a shoutcast of a Warhammer match?
They did one, yeah. Jeff's with a crew that has done that before on Twitch.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
This
I would love to see that, see what it's like.
You'll get a chance. February, the Super Bowl weekend, that Sunday, is the championship of all of Warhammer, basically, and that takes place in Las Vegas. And they do a big stream. And they're working with Twitch. They'll be front page for it, and
damn,
it goes to a lot of people.
Fucking cool. Remind me about that because I would like to see that.
Sure thing, man.
There are other games you can try that are like Warhammer but don't require necessarily the same like buy-in. Like if you want to just try like a miniatures game and you like Star Wars, the X-Wing game is really fun.
Yeah.
That's a thing that's worth checking out. And you can buy like a starter set that's like two X-Wings and 3 TIE fighters and just play that with a friend.
I've heard that's really good.
It is. It's an incredibly well designed game. Yeah.
It's doing very well. Because it's the Star Wars label
IP,
but also because they basically took those barriers and they reduced them. Like they come assembled, they come painted. They're pretty cool models. The rules are a lot more simple than Warhammer 40K, so people I could introduce that game to you, and within an hour you are actively playing the game and having a good time.
Yeah.
Whereas Warhammer 40K, I've been playing for 20 years, and there's still moments where I'm like, "What the fuck did that just?"
You've been playing for 20 years, and you're still not having a good time.
That's crazy.
No, having a good time, but not understanding everything.
That's nuts.
People always ask, they're like, in StarCraft, there are more actions to do than your body could physically do, so that's the limiting factor, and it's really fun. The faster you are, the more repetitive actions you've got mastered, the better you'll be. In Warhammer, there's more rules than any one brain could ever hold at any one time. So the more you practice, the more you play, the more of those rules you have a grasp of, and the more you're able to be like, okay, when that guy moves there, this is about what he's going to be able to do. And you can kind of assess those situations. But every time I learn something in Warhammer, something else is getting squeezed out the other end. And it's like...
Yeah, right. Your brain can only retain so much.
Yeah. It's fun, but it's really challenging.
I just like watching the streams of Warhammer and everyone pulls out their fucking like measuring tape. Like the giant like fucking heavy duty measuring tape. They're like, all right, yep, and then they like let it fly like a gigantic fucking nerd. I'm like, that's awesome.
It's the nerdiest thing.
Yeah.
Every time that Jeff looks at his camera and says, "But Adam, that instinct, that the thing that follows that comes from Warhammer. That's Warhammer right there."
Dude, way back in the day, too. To your point, you used to not be able to measure. You had to eyeball everything. And then you measured to check your assessment. So you'd be like, I'm going to fire at that tank. And they'd be like, what's the range on your gun? They'd be like 36 inches. And they're like, that's pretty close. And they would check and it'd be like 34 and a half. And they're like, you don't get to shoot now. I'm like, oh, shit.
Well, that sucks. Fuck, that would be... I couldn't play that game. I'd get too stressed
Well,
out.
yeah. They don't do it anymore because that's exactly right. People would be like, I'd like to play a game of Warhammer. Like, all right, son, fire away. He's like, I'd like to shoot that. You don't have range. You can't do anything now, you son of a bitch. I fire back, and I do have range.
Yeah, because once you it used to be that once you decided to take the shot, if it was out of range, you'd just skip your turn. It'd be like, nope, you're fucked. Can't do it. So, yeah.
Also, you said you had like was it Goliath? Is that right or no? Or the
Warlord.
Titan. Oh, the Warlord Titan. Yeah.
Warlord Titan.
I took a stab in the dark at one of the names that probably.
You're not far off.
Have a name. Did you name it or?
I did. Oh yeah, Gassy. You're looking into the eyes of one of the nerdiest people you've ever encountered in your entire life.
What's the name of it?
Name is Deus Belli, which means God of War.
I like it.
Then I have a little knight, the one that's actually in my army, because you can't play with the Warlord Titan. I mean, you can, but not in the conventional games. Like a conventional game is 1,850 points. That's how many points you can spend on your army.
Yeah.
That model is 2,750 points base.
It's fucking crazy.
No. But I do have a knight Titan that's in all my lists. He does really well. His name's Bobo the Clown. It's because he has like all the gun options. So I just picture him running down the field, just like shooting and like spinning in a 360 degree. You know. I don't name everything though, just those two.
Yeah.
Warhammer, ladies and gentlemen.
I think it's interesting. I'm never gonna play it, so
It's
this
awesome.
I gotta live vicariously through Jeff.
Gassy, you should go over. Jeff goes to tournaments in San Francisco or plays every once in a while in San Francisco. You should go and watch a game or two.
It'd be fun. It is fun. I'll tell you though, I've always said this. If I ever pick up Magic the Gathering, they're like the unholy 8 nerd things that you can never do in one lifetime will come together and like divide by zero black hole. The whole world will go away.
Yeah.
I role play. I play Warhammer. I play video games.
You haven't LARPed yet, though.
No, but this is pretty close.
I think LARP is like another level from this.
Sure.
I wouldn't be opposed to like a LARP of the role play group.
Yeah.
But we couldn't. I don't know if we could film that. It would be. I think people have tried to do a live Twitch LARP or something like that.
You'd have to. I mean,
we need a full production crew.
Yeah, somewhere right now.
That's the new Patreon. $30,000. We'll do a live.
Somewhere
LARP.
right now. Scoots is rolling.
$30 million. But yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
No, I when I cried, I've cried a few tears when a couple of my characters have died. That's to me, that's LARPing. If you care that much, you're acting it out. Become real life to you.
Matt Mercer told us some pretty good stories of LARPing, and I was like, that sounds like the fucking nerdiest thing, but still kind of cool.
It's pretty fun.
But fuck, that's nerdy. Like walking into a room and having 2 people on either side that are the 2 vampire clans, and him being the new vampire in the mix, and him having to be the intermediary between the 2 political conversation. And I'm just like,
that's amazing.
That actually happens. Like that's a real thing that happens on Friday nights somewhere.
See, now JP, what you just said, that to me sounds doable. Like I'm cool with that. It's when you're in the woods and you're throwing like a styrofoam ball and that is
like
your
a Nerf ball,
magic missile or something like that. Then it's like,
There's a lot of different kinds of LARPs. So yeah, those are both on different ends of the spectrum.
Once you got to that point, I think the reason why I wouldn't like that live action role play like that is because you lose the like be able to picture all that shit in your mind. Like it's like, well, it's not a lightning bolt. It's a Nerf thing. I can't.
Yeah, it's a Nerf thing that has lightning bolt written on it. Like,
I don't have the imagination for that. Like this, I can picture all that shit in your mind, like you would, like a book or something.
I have the imagination for it. I just take myself too seriously, and I know I say that as a guy that does a lot of silly things, but like, I could not. Well, yeah, but I mean, just someone like doing a streamer shoot out of their wrist and like, that's my flamethrower, and I'm like I couldn't. I wouldn't be like you're like rolling on the ground. Like I would.
I think you would, Jeff. I think given like an hour to acclimatize yourself, I think you'd be all over that shit.
Have you seen
chasing people down with your foam sword, knocking them on the ground, hitting them?
This is awesome. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen that movie with is it Paul Rudd and Sean, whatever the fucking American Pie guy's name is, where they do the LARPing?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. It's about the little kids and
no, I forgot what the name of that movie
was. I can't remember the chat.
Someone in chat will say it in 20 seconds.
Yeah, I've seen it like 2 or 3 times for some reason. I think it's on TBS all the time. But That's the type of stuff. If you want to see some,
You guys talking about role models? Role models.
role
right?
models.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah,
Nailed it.
yeah.
That was me.
There
It
you
definitely wasn't Mordnak.
go. The role models. It's a good show. Ish. Max, what have you been up to?
Oh, hi. I'll be quick because I know we've like taken up a lot of time.
Let's be real here. We haven't taken up a lot of time. It's
Oh,
this guy.
oh damn, shots.
I played Syndrome, a game that came out. It's not the greatest. It's okay. It's enough to play. It's like a spooky game, kind of goes down one of the horror game tropes where you're on a spaceship and you wake up and you don't know what the fuck's going on, and there's like, the crews change and whatever. The voice acting is not the best.
Does it take away from the game? Is it that type of voice acting?
What'd you say?
Not the best.
Does it take away from the game?
It's one of those things where, like, I don't know. One of the guys, he talks like this all the time, enunciates everything. Like, it's just like, hey, something's wrong with the ship. We don't know what's going on. Calm down. Like,
Oh
it's one of
man.
I know
those.
exactly what you're talking about. I love
Yeah,
it.
it's one of those. So I played that, but the actual game itself is pretty cool. It's running in Unreal, so it runs pretty nice. It's neat. It's worth a play. Dan, if you're kind of scraping the bottom of the
He
barrel,
is. He is.
Oh, let me tell you about that game.
play
I
some
did play it.
Syndrome.
I
Play
think he's
some-
already played it.
Yeah, I
definitely
played
worth-
that game.
You
The
played
game was
Syndrome?
the game was going great until it got to the point where it was like, all right, go to deck 3, do this. And
Yeah.
then once you do that on deck 3, go back to deck 4, do
Back to
that.
deck 4. Yeah, that's
And
what
then
that
go
game
back down to deck 3 again, and then back to deck 4, and back and
Yeah.
forth. Just
Yeah,
constantly
yeah.
back and forth. And I was,
It
I was
makes
just
you
like,
go
loading
all
screen.
up and down to the different decks.
I
Yeah.
was like, oh my god, stop it! Just
You
put
ever-
everything on one floor.
You ever get the suspicion that games like that are actually a part of like a government, experiment where they're like,
Yeah.
how much can we get this fucking guy to do before he realizes it's all pointless?
They're just collecting data on on how long people play completely
Yeah.
pointless things. Yep.
And I like to picture Dan as his character Ramus doing it like, go back to deck 3! Jesus Christ!
God damn it!
I was just there, God.
Why didn't you tell me that when I was there?
What were you playing? Oh, you were playing. It was past Dan playing Silent Hill Homecoming, I think, the other night. You were
Yep.
getting pretty frustrated in that, and that was kind of fun to watch.
That still
Yeah.
blows my mind that you can just be asleep, fucking playing your VOD. And everyone's like, what happens next?
Yeah.
Do you call him Past Dan? Does he call it? Does he call
Yeah,
himself
it's
Past
past
Dan?
Dan.
Past Dan or Dave. Call him Dave. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's
The
past
problem,
Dan.
the problem is though, is that one of these days Dan is gonna like slip in the shower and hit his head and kill himself, and no one will know. We're like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because we'll all just be like, "Ooh, past Dan, tell us
He
more about
just
horror
kept
games."
streaming while he was dead. It was amazing. Like he took the Halloween theme a little
This
too
is
serious.
literally like,
Yeah.
Actually dead.
I gotta ask you about that. So did you just local record all that shit, or did you just grab the VOD afterwards?
Yeah, back in the day, like it was Flash Media Encoder when it did the first.
Oh, yeah.
recordings. Yeah, like
Yeah,
I
I
saved
remember
it
that.
on the hard drive, and just I built up this collection of recorded streams over the years, and just edit them down so they're not like.
That's my plan eventually, is to
Yeah.
just record everything that I do, and then I won't.
Yeah.
That's every streamer's retirement plan. They're like, they're gonna hit a certain age and be like, you know what, guys? We're going back to 2014. It was a good
Yeah.
year.
2017. I'm just taking that off. I'll have recordings going the whole time.
Oh my god.
No, it is. It is.
Young he
it
looks.
is
It's
actually.
crazy. And it's not even VR. They used to play
Um,
games on their computer back then.
So Syndrome, I did that. Now I'll go real quick through this. I played a little more King of the Kill. Been doing pretty good with that. Got some wins last night in some 5-mans. And then Mario Party 2 online. That was fun.
Is that sanctioned by Nintendo?
Yep. They called me up and they said, you can do it, Max.
No, I'm saying like is
I
Mario
feel like they didn't do that.
Mario Party 2 Online is not like some re-release from Nintendo, right? It's
No,
like
it's
a
not.
hacked
No, it's
ROM
not.
or some
Good
shit.
God. I'll say it again. I said it on my stream. Like anyone from Nintendo that works at Nintendo.
Well, Hudson
just
is who
tell
made that.
somebody to you want to sell a shit ton of copies of something because no one gives a fuck about your games? Do that.
They don't. They're principled. They'll just like, well, we'll never make another game like that again because
Yeah.
it's
Nintendo
Because
didn't
you
even
said
make
that.
those. It was
Because of pride, we will never make another game like that again.
they won't.
Nintendo's one of the game companies I really don't care about pissing off because
They can't. They won't do anything. They don't even know that we exist. So
exactly, they don't know we exist. Two, even if they did, they don't give a fuck about us. So I don't give a fuck about you, Nintendo. You ruined my childhood memories. I'm gonna play your old games when they were good.
Wow. Fire and shots.
They were good though. They were good back then.
They were
burning bridges, gentlemen. Burning bridges.
That bridge never came down. You know, it's like burning a raised
ladder, and then I burnt it. Yeah, no, Mario Party 2 Online. Played a game of that last night and won. It was really good, but I figured out how to do the net play with it properly, so I can presumably play with anyone from anywhere.
Crazy. What a feature.
Magical. Fucking magical.
I have in my head now the overacted voice.
Crazy.
You sounded like a scientist, like saying something really particularly not interesting, like with online play, I should be able to, in theory, play with anyone. It's like, shut up halfway through. Like, stop. We know how the internet works. Just stop.
Yes. Like somebody who's just been cryogenically frozen woke up. With this internet, I could presumably play with anyone at any given time.
You're telling me with a telephone I don't know, in theory, just call someone up? Like,
according to my calculations.
Doesn't matter what time of day. As long as they're on and I'm on, we can play together.
I don't know. It's not that funny. I don't know why I'm laughing so hard.
It's stupid. Whatever. Let's play D&D.
Oh, God. Okay. I'm in. Let's play D&D.
All right. Yeah, that was the thing we were going to do. Right. Cool. All right, so
still loosen. You can't keep it under control.
We'll give Jeff a second here. Whenever you're ready.
It's a wonderful microphone. I can't escape. I can't cover my mouth.
It's jizz musical again for Jeff.
I mean, you tell me with a good microphone, it picks up on this.
I'm anywhere, Jeff. You could be in the back corner of the room, in the bathroom.
Don't encourage him, Max. Jesus.
It's fucking stupid.
All right, ready. Out.
All right, everybody.
One mute up real quick.
Together. All right. So, last session, we ended off on the forest. All of you had buried your comrade Wester outside the Goblin Cave, and heading back to Mongvat, you ran across some unusual insects, some like weird forest stuff going on. That made your druid Gideon particularly nervous. And then, speaking of druids and nervousness, you killed some bears.
That's right. Yeah, you shot some bears.
8 points short.
Yeah,
we destroyed some bears.
Yeah, they just extincted.
Did you guys kill their cubs again? I can't remember.
We tried.
You tried, right?
We tried.
I don't think. Yeah, they weren't. You couldn't find them, I guess.
Yeah.
Was the thing. So you sent them to Bear Heaven, and and then we left off. There was also some implication that you were being followed or attempted to be tracked by some scouts who were looking for the missing officers who you also murdered.
Whoa.
But they hadn't caught up with you. So I mean, it's murder. It's definitely murder. You can't self-defense. You can't self-defense against a cop. I think you did, to be fair. I think that was you. But I think when we return to the episode, we see the fortress town Mongvat for the first time. So it's this like huge stone fortress, very imposing looking, up on the crest of a hill that overlooks the Shulin Valley. So we see the valley down below, all forested and misty, and kind of pan up to this fortress. And the fortress has columns of smoke rising up from it. We can hear the sounds of like anvils being struck, the bustling sounds of industry, forge fires going, and as we kind of like enter into the fortress itself, we can see that there's a town inside. So lots of little buildings, and in one of them there's a big stone forge that's running, and we can see weapons being made. probably somewhere near the back of the fortress, we can see an entrance to a cavern system or some mines. There's mining carts and tracks that are laid all around it, and miners coming and going around that area. And soldiers. We see the flag of the Court of Swords. We see the familiar logo of the army of the Court of Swords. We recognize it from Zafira's badge. So we can see that on flags kind of flapping over the towers of the fortress itself. And as we kind of track through the village, we come to rest on a little inn. And I guess when we're thinking of this, remember that these are more like it's more like a tea house than a sort of Western fantasy like inn. So it's like a tiered building, several stories. And outside there are some tables and folks sitting around, eating steam buns and drinking tea. And there's the sounds of music playing from the inside. This inn is called the Perfect Apple Inn, and it's the kind of the only like inn and hotel in the fortress in Mongvot, and it serves as a resting place for travelers, for folks who are coming to buy ore from the mine, and for predominantly military personnel that come to stay here before they continue on their tour. It's also where your handler would be waiting for you, and so we see the three returning characters. You've come back to Mongvot and have in your possession the documents that you think will be of interest to Kukrit, your handler, and we see you at the door. But it's clear even from here, the three of you, as you go to enter the inn, despite the sort of bustle of the inn and the sounds of music coming from inside, it's clear there's a tension, because when we come into the inn, we follow you through the doors, the open doors. We can see that everybody in the inn is turned away from the stage, and they're facing a table near the back where kind of nasty looking, maybe a miner. He's wearing like leather armor, essentially, so like a leather breastplate, and holding a nasty looking metal mace, whose head is the like face of an oni, like a demon, a two-horned demon. And he's got it, held menacingly in his hands. And next to him is a big mangy looking dog with a big spike collar, and the man has his hand on the collar as if to keep the dog back from lunging forward. There's a couple of other goons behind him. They have wooden clubs or knives, and they seem to be, you've walked into the middle of a conversation with the new member of the party, Berg. So Berg, you're sitting at a table in the Perfect Apple Inn, and there's this goon, this guy with a mace, menacing you. And I would like to know why these goons why are they mad at you? What did you do? Why are they pissed?
I killed one of their men.
Yeah.
And rather than trying to deal fisticuffs and try to, go down that route, they're deciding to try to work something out, and they still really want to kill me.
Mm-hmm.
But they're kind of just, because they're in the city, abiding pleasantries that they otherwise wouldn't.
Right. Okay. So they've come looking for restitution. So why did you kill this guy? What was that about?
Because he was a dick.
Right. Okay. And that's the thing.
Honestly, what happened was he bumped into Berg. Berg didn't like it, and he killed him. That's essentially what happened. He waited until he was by himself, and Berg just took him out.
And where did this happen? Did this happen inside Mongvot, or did it happen like outside of town? And you've just like
outside of town, yeah.
Right, so they've followed you here from the last place where
they've been following me, yeah. And
right.
Berg
Okay.
was trying to lay low and do his whole deal.
Sure. Okay. So when the three of you, the other three, when you enter the tavern, you're greeted by this loud like thumping as the lead thug slams his mace down on the table in front of Berg. And can you describe Berg for us?
Yeah, Berg's big hulking brute of a man. He's a half orc. He's got a pretty large underbite.
Not that strong though, right? Like we've seen significantly stronger before.
Yeah, you'd say maybe a little bit less strong, slightly different than maybe other bigger characters.
He's not the biggest half orc you've ever seen today.
Definitely not the biggest, I'd say. No, he's a pretty big guy. He's kind of got, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like of the Orient or whatever, where they have it like pretty much shaved except for like the ponytail off the top, like
top knot.
Top knot.
Yeah, that one. That's what it's called. He's got that going on. A large scar that goes across his left tricep and then over to his forearm. And then I forget actually what armor he's wearing. I have to look at my character sheet. Oh boy, immersion broken.
Oh boy.
Where is it? Yeah. Okay. So, what the hell is he wearing? He's not wearing any armor. I don't think, right?
No, because you're or you were gonna do the no armor thing, and then you decided to go with the shield.
He does. Okay. So he's got a long, brandishing a long sword across his back, and then a shield that looks pretty weathered and battered, as he's seen a bunch of combat. And then I guess he just kind of got like some rags on. Really, they look like they used to be clothing that was like okay, like regular clothes, maybe peasants wear, which is big enough for him. He's slightly oversized for it, so it's over the years kind of like ripped and stuff, and he just hasn't bothered to fix it up and get anything nice. He doesn't really value, super nice clothes, so he's just kind of sitting there, listening to them talk at him and glare at him. He's not really saying anything, more or less kind of smiling, going to himself.
So when you were released from prison, you were given a manacle or a shackle by the court when they released you and they sent you here. What does that look like? Is it like a collar, a metal collar? Is it around one of your wrists? What is your?
I want to say that he has it around his left wrist as well, clamped onto there, and every now and then he really does not like the feel of something that is, one, he doesn't really like metal too much, like the feel of metal on his skin. But this is, it's just foreign, and he just doesn't like anything that's annoying him that is not, by his own choice. So he kind of like you can tell there's like a little bit of wear on his left wrist where he's been fiddling with it and fidgeting with it.
Okay. So the man slams his mace down on the table and scowls at you. And he says, "We've been following you for weeks, half-orc. You owe us for what you did to Yang." And he like takes a step forward, and his dog like growls at you, and it's like dripping drool on the table. And there's a minstrel. There was a bard who was playing like a shamisen up on the stage, and he's stopped and is like looking nervously around, like, why isn't everybody paying attention to me anymore?
Did you say they were court of sword thugs or just thugs?
Quiet. It's hard to tell like who they owe fealty to. They're armed, but most of them don't seem to be wearing any armor, and they're not wearing like particular colors or whatever.
Okay.
This guy said, you owe whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, and he just like slams his mace down the table and looks at you like, what are you going to do about that?
Perhaps he should have been walking in a more cautious way.
And he like looks around and says, like kind of to his gang, but also to you, he's like, "I'm sorry, what's that half-breed? Speak up."
Perhaps he should have been making sure he knew where he was walking.
And like you see when you shout, some of the goons like behind him kind of like clutch, like they take a step back or like flinch at the noise, and he sneers. Do you stand up when you say that, or do you stay seated and just shout at him?
I stand up.
Okay, all right. So you're a good like foot taller than this guy, but he doesn't back down. He looks up at you, and as if you've just like proven something that he's trying to show. He says, "You can't shout at me, demon. You have no friends here." And he like gestures around. Look, you frighten everyone. Just pay me for what you did to Yang, and we'll let you go. You can run back to the forest and live with the ogres, where you belong.
Oh, I'll pay you in your own blood if you continue down this path.
So at this, there's this like argument going on between the two of you. What's everybody else doing? So Ramus, are you when you come in, are you like being loud and talking? Do you enter quietly? Like what's the three of you? What's your entrance look like?
I'm like, Oh, good. Entertainment's free today.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Ramus and like rolling my eyes and be like, well, another half orc living up to what half orcs do.
Yeah, because as of right now, like this is not our concern right now. Like we have no, like we don't care. Like we're just like watching what's happening and trying not to interfere unless we have to.
Yeah, I mean, I think you recognize on his wrist the shackle, the same one that you all wear, and this guy. So I guess you say that you're like, I'll pay you in your own blood. What do you? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna grab a weapon, or Janice, you have something to say?
Yeah, before we get too far though, like, is this like a neutral town? Is this a Court of Swords town? Like, I'd want to know how my character would interact, given the legality of the area. Yeah,
you've been to Mongvot a bunch of times. Y'all have like a room that you share in this inn. This is where you have your meetings with your handler. It's the last place you were before you headed in. And yeah, it's a fortress town in Court of Swords territory. You're technically in the Court of Swords on this side of the valley. You've left the Shulin Valley. And it's built here to protect a series of mines in the mountains behind it. But it's also like really to keep an eye on the Shulin Valley and to try to like operate from here.
Okay. And we don't recognize the thugs, you said. I wouldn't be like, those are Court of Swords guys.
No, they look like travelers. It's hard to see where they're.
Can I make a criminal mastermind roll to see if I recognize them at all?
Yeah, you can make a perception check.
Well, no, I have the. Remember, one of my abilities is criminal contact. Oh, I guess that's never okay.
Yeah. You can make your perception check, and I'll tell you.
No.
You got 11. Okay, I mean 11's not bad. I don't think you recognize most of the goons, but the dude, you actually recognize him. Because he's got this familiar looking dog, and let me find a name for this guy. But he's a criminal. You recognize him from somewhere. I don't know. Maybe you were both in jail at the same time.
Ken Boner.
No, his name is not Ken.
I renamed him that. Oh shit! I don't have that power.
His name is Four Color Lee.
Okay.
And he's a sort of 2-bit gangster. He was part of a gang that no longer exists after they got beat up and arrested in the kind of northern part of the Court of Swords. It's like a 2-bit bandit.
Okay. And I think recognizing that, and I interrupt you so we can go back to it, but I actually make my way over there to go get to be one of the people that gets uncomfortably close and listens.
Okay. I guess as he starts to step away, I kind of grab him like, please, we don't need to start anything here. Just let them do what they're going to do. Don't want to start a fight in town. We are, of course, and I kind of put up my wrist. We are prisoners. You got to be careful.
I nod and I look at Gideon and I go, Gideon, I feel like I'm like this many away from just reaching new abilities.
I've had it up to here with these guys.
I feel it too. All right, but just
all right. I'll tell you what.
Got to be look. If we are gonna fight, let's say we're gonna meet him out back in the swing yard or somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Now you got it.
Okay. All right.
And also, that guy's got a manacle. That half orc. He's in the same situation we are. So I just want to kind of get closer. I want to get a look.
Okay. I kind of like look at Ramus. I'm like, just be careful.
Let him do what he's going to do. We can't stop him.
So here's the situation. This is the sort of general layout of things. Berg, you're at a table. You got these goons around you, and you've just said I'll pay you in blood. And do you draw a weapon or?
Yeah, Berg just starts to draw his weapon and sees what happens.
Okay, yeah. I mean, as soon as you go for your weapon, I think that the guy takes a swing at you.
Can you just describe your enlarged potato that you use as a weapon, by the way?
What did you say?
It's your enlarged potato. That's what you used, right?
Yeah, you use a big potato.
Yeah. Sweet potato. It's just
grabs a potato on the table and
just bash him with the potato. Bash him with the business end. All right. Well, let's roll initiative here.
Oh boy.
Shit.
And we'll see the order in which these.
Should I do it too? Should I do it?
Everybody just everybody.
So we were at the bar, right? So we should be like right here.
No, so that's the stage, the little like area at the bottom. You see the little minstrel guy here.
Is this the bar?
Yeah, the bar's over there.
Okay, Ramus, you're over here with me.
Okay, I'll
got a 15, bro.
This is how Berg dies, by the way.
Yeah, the thug just reached across the table, stabs him.
Just
You'll pay for it in blood. He just pokes your head and you die.
Oh yeah, let's hear it for the fucking 3 right off the bat.
It's there you go.
I have to change my guy's character.
Oh my god!
Ramus!
22.
Wow.
Ram's like, he's gonna do what he's gonna do. He like runs for like, I'm first though.
How do I
Red
change
sunshine,
my
signs in the window one.
Wesker? How do I?
Oh, and hit the cog wheel on the top right. Yeah, just change your name.
Okay,
Done.
there we go.
We're not done.
You gotta hit enter, then it saves.
Yeah, I'm stupid. It's fine. Here we go. Boom.
Everybody's rolling poorly. No double digits.
Whoa. Ramus got a 22, bro.
Oh, I didn't have my thing selected. Should I roll again?
No, I can just add one for you.
No, you will not roll again. You will keep that 22, Ramus.
Yeah, keep that 22.
I got a 15. It's not bad.
Ramus is your name, right? We just keep calling you Ramus.
Ramus. I don't really care.
Yeah, he plays horror games for a month.
He's like, to you, it's Ramus. To her, it's
Berg,
Ramus.
Gideon.
Yeah. Ramus.
Classy.
We're a classy bunch, bro.
Yeah, we're
Classy
prisoners.
stuff. Okay, we're missing somebody. Gideon, Berg, Ramus.
Janice rolled a 15, but he
Janice,
forgot to
Roll
click
a
his,
15.
forgot to click the thing. Also, I don't see his.
Click one thing.
He's right there. He just.
Oh, you're over here at the door, Jeff. It's just hard
I
to
hit
see.
initiate.
You gotta
Why-
move yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all had an
Got it.
opportunity to sort of place yourself wherever you would be in the situation before everything goes.
It just went white. Oh, so Adam, how much experience do you get for killing just complete civilians? By the way, like if I just start,
If it's a threat, then like if they're fighting back, I don't know. I think they're worth like 10 apiece or something. Yeah, 10. They're worth 10 experience.
We need to
I think I'll
kill
just
3.
kill 8 then. On the way there.
Like, okay, here's the thing. If you want to just start murdering commoners, you can, but the campaign's going to take a weird turn. I can go with you. I can do it. I'm with you, but
I'm a temporary character. I don't care.
right. It's important that you burn down the whole campaign, not just your own.
Jeff's last episode, and like 5 minutes before it ends, I'm like, you know what? I shoot each of them in the head just one time.
Right. I see why you made a rogue, so that on the episode you have to leave, you can murder the other PCs. Cruel. All right, Ramus, when it becomes clear that something is going, some like vicious action is going to occur, you have a moment to react before anyone else. What would you like to do?
All right.
There's a guy standing with his back to you, like he's like 5 feet away, and he's like got his arms folded. He's holding his club, kind of sneering at, and he looks like he's gonna come up behind Berg and give him what for.
Okay. So we have the dog, the guys in green, the guy beside me, and then the guy right beside Berg, right?
Yeah, all the red guys are like active combatants. Everyone with a yellow circle around them is probably going to panic and get in the way and cause trouble, but they're not going to fight unless Janice starts stabbing them.
Oh, we don't see circles. Do you see circles, Dan?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let me make it.
I think you got to turn that on.
Yeah.
Boop.
There we go. Now I see a red circle.
I see
Perfect.
one.
Okay, good. So I'll add the auras to these guys.
Let's see. Okay, I'm got to do measurements to see this spell.
There you go.
Okay. Could you help me with how cone spells work? Like, where does it originate? Like,
Sure. So a
50-foot
cone.
code.
If it's a 15-foot cone,
Mhm.
yeah, like you can draw it out. Let's see if I can just grab a token. But basically, it comes out of any square that's attached to you, and then does like a triangle shape.
Mm-hmm.
So like, let's grab a little 15-foot cone template here. So like here, you could do it like there or there. I mean, all of these cover Berg, but
Yeah, I'm not.
I guess that one doesn't.
Okay.
Look, if you wanna just kill Berg before he can even act, he's not here. Let's talk about it. Let's discuss it. You know?
Yeah. Like, if if I were to do it from where I am, originating at the guy next to me, could I do it without hitting Berg, but hitting the?
You can hit these two, but you can't. Like if you go there, it'll hit Berg as well. It'll hit 3 of them and Berg.
Okay. Then let's try to avoid that.
Couldn't he move right here and cone it out?
He can move before he casts. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
But also, think about this in terms of role playing.
We're
just walking up on a conversation. Now you're running forward and flame throwing 3 people.
Yeah.
Like you do.
The guy bumped my drink and I spilled a little, and I'm upset about that.
Perfect. That's real. You could do that.
Yeah. I think I'll play a little more passively for the first round, and I will just go ahead and the guy next to me he's not engaged with me, so if I move past him, that won't trigger an attack of opportunity.
They don't necessarily know us yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that they're not technically like engaged with you yet because the fight hasn't really started. It's all like about to.
Okay. Then I think I'll play it safe and I will move a little bit to the north and then cast Bless on Janus, Berg, and since you don't really have it, and Gideon. I'm deciding that I will lend aid to Berg just in case, but I'm not like getting super involved yet. Just to see what happens, just because I kind of like this guy. He reminds me of Lester, and I have like a thing for half. Just feel that like I feel like I have to try at least offer a little protection. So
yeah, I want to just my first impression too is like he looks just less intelligent, less dexterous. He doesn't look as tinky. Charismatic, not as strong. But something about him in like a very just less kind of way.
Yeah, there's just something weirdly disappointing about him. You can't quite put your finger on it. He's just
I look at him and I go, oh,
that guy.
All right, so I'll go ahead and cast Bless on Gideon, Berg, and Janus.
Okay. All right.
Do you have like a beer in one hand and you're just like, blah.
Yeah,
whatever.
God damn it, let the sun bless you. I'm going to finish my drink. I'm just sitting there, sipping away on a nice mead.
Okay. All right. So you take your beer and you do the holy sign.
I have Warcaster, so I can cast with the beer in my hand.
Yeah, it's true. It's totally true. Okay.
Can we go a little off topic, by the way? But like Gassy, what made you roll for your stats? By the way, that was pretty.
Fucking damn it! I'm not even gonna answer that. No.
Don't engage with him. He's just a bully. Don't worry about him, Max.
Okay.
It's okay, son. Your mother and I love you just the way you are. Okay. So, Ramus, you do that. You bless the and Berg. You feel the sudden like warmth of the sun fill you and empower you against this hooligan who's like up in your face. And then he lets go of the collar of his trusty hound, which immediately like snarls and like leaps at you, trying to bite you. So let's. I'm
gonna hold up my shield.
Yeah. I mean, I assume you've grabbed your shield and sword because you're picking to fight this guy.
Wait, don't I get an action before him, or did he roll?
No,
he rolled a 19.
So he's gonna bite you. He's got an ally within 5 feet of you, so he gets advantage.
You'll have to penetrate my 14 AC.
He does.
If Max, okay, good. You've got a lot of HP.
You'll have to penetrate my 14 AC.
So Berg, the dog leaps up on you, sinks its jaws into your arm, and tries to drag you to the floor. You need to make a DC 11 strength saving throw, or be knocked prone.
Doesn't he also only take 3 damage though? Isn't it like half of it?
You're right.
No, it's only if he has a chance to rage.
I'm not in a rage, am I?
You haven't raged yet.
Well, I had no time to rage.
That's right. You'll have a chance to rage. That's the name of Berg's autobiography.
That's the thing.
A time to rage.
He's always angry.
A time to rage by Berg.
If I could write, I would make that book.
So you take 6 damage. Can you make that saving throw? You also have Bless, which provides you with a bonus. On your sheet, there's an area for saving throws. It's right next to your stats under your proficiency bonus. Just click where it says Strength.
There it is. Yeah.
Yeah. This is this is your best save, so you should.
Shit, I saw it, and now I don't see it anymore.
Because there it is. I don't see it.
You think I'm lying? I'm not.
Second column, front page of your character sheet. It's under
There it
proficiency
is.
bonus.
Okay. Strength. Just click it, right?
Yeah, just click it.
Boom.
You did it. Okay.
Suck on that, you fucking dog.
So the wolf jumps up. His wolfhound jumps up and like bites your arm, tries to like yank you to the ground, but you're too strong. You manage to push it back. And we cut over to Always Ready, Janice. But before you get to take your action, let's take a break.
Oh,
I know.
I know.
Jeff was so upset.
What time it was?
He was so upset.
We'll take our first break here. Listen, you'd get to take your turn if you hadn't talked so much in the pre-show.
It's true.
Syndrome.
All right, let's take our first break. We'll come back and then watch everyone die in a bar. We're fighting what, 5 people? It's not too bad. Level
For
2.
now. Yep.
Level 2.
it won't take the whole show and someone will die, JP. Jesus.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see. Or level 2 will occur. I don't know. We'll find out after this. Don't go to our more roleplay. Court of Swords coming up. See you then.